These videos, these memorial videos, are sometimes the hardest for me to do. The meeting with the family, meeting with the friends, doing the editing. But I know how much it means to the people, their family, their friends, their classmates, their teammates, people they may have served in combat with, worked a profession with. And this video is no different. Now, as you guys saw, this is a memorial video for the 1983 155-pound state champion from Boone County named Strawn Nutter, who was also the most outstanding. Now, with us today is a person who met Strawn later in life, and we'll let him kind of get into that, but they had a mutual bond of both being Kentucky high school wrestling state champions. So, sir, if you would, tell us who you are.
I'm Mark Ohlmann, 1987 126 state champion.
Now, you met Strawn. Kind of walk us through how you and Strawn met, where you met, and what brought you guys together.
All right. Well, Strawn, you said he graduated, what, 83? 83. So I was 87, so he was a little bit older. Actually, we were in the Marine Corps together.
Okay.
He was in communications. He worked on the comms. I was a tanker. We were in the same unit, and after a while getting to know Strawn, kind of like-minded.
Mm-hmm.
Never really knew backgrounds and things like that, but he kind of talked me into trying out for the fire department. He'd been on, got on, and we became really good friends. Our wives were good friends. We had kids about the same time. So
mm-hmm.
I ended up getting on the fire department, and then I started finding out, little things like, hey, I wrestled.
Yeah.
It was just kind of comical how you have so much in common with somebody like that.
So, I guess you guys were already, on, like, I'm not saying a mission, but you already was out of Paris Island, and you guys were already, like, on the deployment or on base somewhere, and that's when you ran into him?
Yeah, well, he was in my unit.
Okay.
He was already in my unit at Fort Knox. Actually, it was a reserve unit, and I was in an M60. They had M60 tanks. It was a tank unit. So he was, you have support. You got mechanics. Like I said, he was in communications. He made sure the radios all worked and we could communicate with each other.
I got you. That's so you go from the Marines to the City of Louisville Fire Department, and unfortunately, this is a memorial video. And doing my research, it's got that Strawn was a sergeant in the Louisville Fire Department, and tragically, Strawn passed away in a fire. You don't have to go into too much detail, but you were there that night, correct?
It was.
My goodness. Now, I'm not even trying to say I know what it feels like, but I grew up in a household. My dad was an assistant fire chief for years. As of this filming, he's still the secretary and the treasurer for the volunteer fire department where we live. I've been in federal law enforcement now for going on over 14 years. And when you are on a scene and you hear the radio call come across, staff need assistance, or man down in, whatever, there's something that triggers inside of you that you can't put a word to it. Mm-hmm. There's a feeling, there's just a primal emotion that releases that you just can't put. If you've never been there, you don't know what we're talking about. But I can't even imagine being on a fire scene with somebody that was in the Marines with, got you onto the fire department, and then to hear the radio traffic or whatever it was, however you got notified that this had happened. Kind of walk us through that night. It was it a storage building, like a warehouse?
Yeah, it was a warehouse. It was cut up. Of course, we have a lot of buildings in downtown. You try to know your district, know what buildings. A lot of common type of buildings, but the funny part was it was just about an 8-foot. It looked like a normal size block garage, but it was long, so it continued on. And not knowing it at the time, of course, it's a storage building. It's stored with a bunch of stuff in it, but
Right.
we didn't know that there was a front hallway where it was blocked off, so it didn't go like you opened a door and it went all the way to the back wall.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it only went back in about 10 feet, and then there was a hallway behind that.
Okay.
And then there was individual doors and little storage things that you entered from the side door. You know, it was 3 o'clock in the morning, and we were business as usual. He was on the hook and ladder, I was on the engine. So, you know, we pull up, we do our normal, you know, they go to the roof. It was a truss roof.
Mm-hmm.
You know, strong weight about 225, 230, all muscle. Of course,
Yeah.
I think about 40 pounds of it was neck. He was
Yeah.
big jolly guy. In fact, not to go way out, but he's the only person that was that big that I ever saw do a backflip in combat boots, full fatigues,
Oh my.
and land right back into the same.
Mm.
I mean, he was that agile. He was that, but he was, you know, big, strong.
I got you.
So anyway, he, you know, with gear on and everything. So we laid a line in the front, and we're trying to figure out where the fire's at. And you know, just for normal operations, they go to the roof, and they're cutting the roof. Well, with it being a truss roof, you know, we don't have a whole lot of truss roof. Everything's stick built down.
Yeah.
You know, pretty. It can burn a long time, but I think there was a previous fire in this one, so the gusset plates. You know, there was a lot of, you know, about 10 things that lined up. You know, that's usually what happens. So they cut a roof, and when he cut it, he fell through the roof. The other 2 guys with him slid down and were like, Strawn just fell through the roof. You know, we were on the line down at the bottom. And like you said, everything gets tightened from that point, Mayday.
Yeah.
And we couldn't get to him. You know, we're pulling the stuff out thinking he's in there. Well, we didn't realize that there was a wall right there. So by the time that we get the stuff, you know, but I mean, being in that type of environment for that long, you know, the human body can't
Yeah.
hold it
Absolutely.
that long.
And of course, Strawn was born on October 11th, 1965, and this fire was August 3rd, 1994. He was 28 years old, and I believe, according to the research, it was on 6th Street, or no, his fire station. I'm sorry, he was assigned to 6th
6th and Hill.
Is that still inactive? I don't know. Is it still active station?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Truck 3, engine 16 at down U of L, St. James Court area right there.
okay.
The fire was on 7th Street going out
My goodness.
south.
And we're by no means going to even mention the parties responsible, but this was an arson fire, correct?
Yeah.
And the individuals responsible did serve prison time. I think the last one got out. I don't remember when, but we're not even gonna mention their names on this video. But let's talk about his wrestling real quick. 1980. I can't find any. I don't think Strawn made it to the state tournament in 1980 because he's not listed on the bracket. 1981, he makes it 145 pounds as a sophomore, doesn't place. 1982, 155 pounds as a junior, he makes it but doesn't place. 1983, he makes it, wins, most outstanding. First round, Strawn is wrestling Robert Furlong from Fern Creek. He wins a 20-10 to score 20 points in his first round match. That's a lot of points to be scored. Second round, which would have been the quarters, he's wrestling Daryl Williams from Christian County. He wins that by a 6-4 decision. Daryl goes on to get 5th place. The semifinals, he's wrestling Pat Hamilton from Trinity. He wins that by a fall, and Pat goes on to get 4th that year. In the finals, he's wrestling Kent Thompson from Louisville Wagner. And, of course, we have the video. We have the face-off, the match, and the medal ceremony. So we're going to get our computer set. We'll see you guys there. Now, before we watch the video, we do have some photos. You can see Mark's wearing his shirt. I'm wearing my Strawn Nutter Memorial. There was a wrestling tournament this year hosted by Boone County High School. Our good friend Kenny Lonkard, referee, he had a big hand in getting that together. And the city of Louisville Fire department also had a hand in getting some. You guys will see some photos, but we're going to go through real quick and look at some of these photos that we got from the tournament. So the first one here is Strawn in his Boone County Rebels, that traditional color, light blue and I guess navy blue warm up. He's got his most outstanding wrestler trophy. The next photo we're going to look at is here on in his turnout gear, and it looks like there's a big snowstorm that's coming through. And you said you're actually to the left of him on this photo.
Yeah.
Said it was what, 18 inches of snow there?
Yeah, it shut the city down. Basically, I think we were going around and taking our fire trucks because we had chains on our fire trucks.
Yeah.
Well, we were shoveling the front ramp right there.
My goodness.
And we were just trying to stay warm.
Good and warm, huh?
Oh, yes.
Good and warm. Now the next photo is going to be of the table of some of his memorabilia, Strawn's memorabilia at the tournament. Got his Letterman jacket, fire helmet. I believe I see the couple wrestling trophies, some Marine Corps stuff. I see some fire department stuff on there. Just a phenomenal celebration of life. Mm-hmm. And it's great that Boone County was able to do this.
Yes, it was.
And a couple of his, looks like wrestling medals. I guess of just various tournaments he was at throughout the year. Another shot of some of his Boone County diploma, his Marine Corps. I'm not sure what these medals are called. You might be able to help us out here, but what's the medal up here on the?
That one is Meritorious Service Medal.
Okay.
The one he transferred over to the Air Force,
okay.
Air Guard. They had a firefighter unit there, and after he was trained as a Louisville fireman, at the time I guess the training was pretty much the same, so he didn't have to go back through and do all that, being a Marine, already doing boot camp. So he switched over to the Air Guard, and I think they actually, if I remember right, I don't see it, but they actually gave him the rank of Staff Sergeant as he passed away, because I think after he passed away, because I think he was up for that promotion and was going through the process. So
wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Then there's Strawn's 1983 Most Outstanding, and like there's a plaque that you guys are going to see. You guys can read it there. Just phenomenal. A couple more little photos here. There's a group photo, and you were telling me, of course, you're in it over here on the left, wearing the hat, and some of his fireman crew was there. I believe his brother is in that, correct?
He is. Bub's right there with the shirt on. There's his wife, or his widowed wife right there. She's remarried to a guy named Troy Kyle, which is super supportive of all of this. He realizes what a good guy Strawn was. Mm-hmm. But like I said before, it was such a good experience. I don't think Kenny realized, there's this portion of it, there's always a healing. But, whenever you have a tournament based on a person or something and what they've done in life, was awesome. But I don't think he realized the impact that he was going to have on the fire side of it, because, the Louisville Fire Department's a pretty good sized organization. Yeah. And I don't think he realized the impact that it was going to have on the fire side. So I'm kind of curious to see, and hopeful that this year we'll have a little bit more time and be able to do T-shirts and get more of a.
Yeah, we'll talk about that at the. Yeah. I want to spend some time on that. There's couple more photos here. There's a memorial for Strawn at the City of Louisville Fire Museum, and this is his turnout gear, his bunker gear, if you will, and that's it never gets easy looking at that. And then the last photo is his tombstone there in the I'm not exactly sure what cemetery this is or graveyard here in Louisville, but it's a
Rest Haven.
Mm-hmm. And it just got the Maltese cross, birthday, of course, and husband of Angela and father of Tawny Ray. Just a absolutely phenomenal, tribute. But enough about that. Let's go back to 1983 because this is now. And also in 1983, it should be said, Northern Kentucky is a hotbed of wrestling. Connor wins the team title. We've met with several Connor. You had your Cole brothers. I mean, just a phenomenal wrestling hotbed. And Strawn's able to come out of there as the most outstanding. So let's go watch it. Did you ever seen wrestle before on video?
I did. Well, I've seen this before. What's funny is you look. Of course, I look different too, but I mean, he's basically the size I am now.
Mm-hmm.
I weigh about 165 pounds. So he was 155 pounds. Well, first time I ever met him, he was 220 or whatever. He looked like a totally. But he wasn't overweight. He was just stout. It's crazy how strong
and
he was.
Like I said, our buddy Kenny got a copy of this from me, and they played it, I guess, continuous at the tournament, and everybody was able to watch it. So that is, it's very fulfilling to be able to do this, to be able to have the footage and give it out and be able to tell people, hey,
And you got a record of it, it's just like for your kids or your grandkids down the road, there's some kind of record that's saved.
And right out of the gate, he comes in, knocks the guy's headgear off. He's going 110 miles an hour. Like a bull in a china shop.
He's ready for it.
He's ready. So he locks up with him. Now, did you guys ever wrestle around on the fire station or the base or whatever?
I would have never wrestled with him. He had me by about 60, 70 pounds, and he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
So I think it would have been a moot point for me.
He's pushing in.
I like to see the different styles over the years.
Oh yeah.
Everybody thinks, it's not like. I mean, people have been wrestling since the Greeks, so I don't think there's a whole lot of different techniques that you're going to come up with.
There you go. He gets a go for a scramble, and if you pay attention, if you can hear it, the PA announcer is actually doing like a play-by-play.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Of like Strawn shoots in for a single leg. Oh, it's defended.
Yeah.
Oh, if he would get the head, he would probably have got that. I mean, just like, come on, man, what are we doing here?
Making it like Channel 3 wrestling.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like OVW or WWF or something here. Is Jim Cornette on the call?
Yeah.
And also about Boone County is in 1979 they won the team title. So Boone County is also still a hotbed. They had 2 state champions in '82. Those videos are on the channel. Andy Mulcahy and Kevin Robb. We done Brett Blackmore's 1993 state championship video. So that one time, man, Boone County was one of the top programs in the state.
They have a really good football team. Seems like, even since back then, they always had a good football team. So I'm sure they had a lot of good athletes.
And it's his. Okay, so his opponent is going to take. I guess he deferred, and Strawn's going to take down. So let's see what he does here. Wrestle. So he gets to his feet pretty easy.
Switch.
He's
going for it.
I believe he's got Jack Klein as an official. And something too about 1983, if you notice the coloration changes, they had the gym had the lights out, and they had like big spotlights on the side of the mat. So I guess kind of give it more like a dramatic feel,
Right.
but it doesn't translate to us sometime on camera. It'll go really dark to really light.
Okay, I didn't know that either.
Yep.
There's a one.
Yep. And being the referee that I am, they've got referees on the side. There's one on each side of the mat instead of like an assistant.
Boom.
There's a 2.
Yeah, that was a pretty good, pretty sweet shot right there.
So he's up 5-0 in the second. Out of bounds, out of bounds.
Tried a Granby, almost
Yep.
pinned him. It's funny how the terminology changes over
Yeah.
the years too.
Yeah, it
I'll
is.
call something, fire department the same way. I'll call something, someone look at me like, what is that? Yeah, that was the hardest part about coaching for me. I would say, and I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I have to show them the move. Oh, well, that's a whatever
Yep.
move. Oh, sorry, I don't call it that.
So his opponent gets an escape, gets his 1, 5-1.
Like the old 2-on-1, didn't he? He must have been really good at takedowns. Because you were talking about that match, 20-10
Yep.
against Fern Creek.
Yep, 20-10 in the first round.
Yeah, well, that's usually take it down, let you take it
Take
down,
down,
let you-
cut, take down, cut, take down, cut.
It seems like it would wear you out, though. I guess if you're used to it, though, practicing like that,
Yeah.
going for the old cradle.
So they will break it loose. Excuse me. All right, end of the period. 7-1 going into the third. And still not wearing wristbands. I know that. Like I said, that's the referee in me, guys. I'm sorry. But he does have a red singlet out there, so it's a whole lot of, when you got 2 people wearing the same color or something, you're like,
I don't know how you keep up with it if you didn't have wristbands.
So 7-2, I believe now is the score.
Trying to see who that referee was.
On the mat, I don't know if that's Jack Klein. I think Jack was wearing glasses then. This guy I don't think he has glasses on. We'll have to get our research team on that one. Reach out to Joe Catan or one of those guys, see if they can help us out.
They still got the haircuts from the 70s there.
We call that doing the airplane, arms straight
Yeah.
out. Come on. Hook that leg, Strawn. Get your ankle back.
Oh. This is that gassed out period
Yeah.
in finals matches.
There we go. We're out. We're out. We're out. 35. 7-2.
Where is it? Dark. That's what
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. There's one over here behind the coaches in the corner. There's a couple that they've got sporadically placed. I guess if you were there, it looked good, but it doesn't come across good
I
on
was gonna
camera.
say, well, especially the way we have such good video
Yeah.
equipment. And heck, a regular cell phone nowadays. I mean, that's why I would love to get some of that stuff transferred over.
Mhm.
And like what you're doing now,
Yeah.
if you wouldn't do this on a video that's, it's there forever now.
Yep.
Once these get ruined or whatever, or get thrown away accidentally, I mean, that's it.
It's over. Done. And here's the medal ceremony. The PA announcer, he was reading them off quicker than the kids could get on the podium, so I guess somebody told him to slow down.
It's probably late. He was wanting to get home.
Yeah. let's roll the mats up. Let's get out of here, buddy. This is a once in a lifetime. If you don't want to do it, we'll find somebody that will.
Yeah, it's seems like they really come a long way, but man, back in the day, I remember even like the districts, and there'd be 6, 8 people in each bracket, might even fill that whole bracket, and it would take all day long to just run that tournament. Now they've gotten...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There he is on top of the podium. And the video does not have him Strawn getting the most outstanding trophy, but we know that he does win it, and it's man, it was good to finally get Strawn's memorial video done with somebody that Marines and fire department, and was there on the night that he tragically passed away on us. But man, it's cool that I guess you had you guys had a connection. Didn't even realize it till you started talking and realized, hey, I'm a state champion. I'm a state champion too.
Right.
Well, it's crazy. But any closing words to wrap this one up about Strawn?
Well, and I said it before too. I mean, the guy was only 28 years old, but and just again going back to wrestling and life and all that, how it corresponds and everything, how you work, how you visualize things, the importance. 28 years, and at the point in which he died, he was doing such good things. He was such a good person to be around. Always had a good attitude, jolly. I mean, his laugh would just it made you laugh.
I got you.
No matter what, but he had such a good attitude and a good outlook on life. But you could tell he applied the same rules.
Yeah.
He worked hard at everything he did. He worked for what he had. He loved his family. So, I mean, and you could say that about anybody, but truly mean it. I mean, and with going to the memorial or watching this, is what I was saying was so awesome. But he affected a lot of people's lives,
right?
Just by how he carried himself.
And that was something too that we want to bring up, is there was a Strawn Nutter Memorial Tournament. Like I said, we're wearing the shirts. We have to believe there's going to be another one. As of this filming, it will probably be, of course, during wrestling season, but I would say probably January of 24. And the 23, it was the first one. I'm not saying it was a trial run, but we always want the next year to be bigger. We want the next year people to be more involved. And when we do have more information, whether it's selling shirts or whatever, the city of Louisville, I'm not sure if there's like a union or like some type of fund. We'll definitely be sure to post all that on our social media and get the word out, because we want it to be one of the biggest tournaments that we can make it. Not necessarily, of course, for the wrestling, but for all those that Strawn touched.
Yeah.
Whether it was people he worked with on the fire department, his family, people that he served in the Marines with, teammates, whoever it may be, we want it to be the biggest that we can possibly make it.
Right.
And we're going to do what we can to get the word out. And if
I think a lot of it too, and I could stand corrected, but from talking to Kenny, I think what his vision was to start out with the selling of the shirts, just backing it if you come, even if you just buy a T-shirt, was to, one, make sure you pay, get it up and running where you pay for the tournament, the referees, everything that's involved, because that's not free, but later down the road, being able to send kids to wrestling camps.
I got you.
In the name of, you know, Strawn. So.
Yeah.
So the more fundraising you can do, it's not just for, hey, we're making money off of a tournament.
Exactly.
It's something to be said to carry on a person like this, their name,
Yeah.
by doing a tournament like that, and the fundraising go to either a fire thing or a, you know, something for wrestling.
Yeah, no, I totally.
So I know that was his intention. Now I don't know specifically, but from talking to Kenny, that was kind of his vision for down the road, which I think is really cool.
Like, we'll be in contact with Kenny Lonkard, a good friend of the channel. You guys, if you watch the vlog videos, you've seen Kenny. If you've seen him at a, you know, if you've wrestled at any tournament, Northern Kentucky, middle school state, high school state, you've seen Kenny around. I'm sure he'll reach out. We'll make sure in the description of the video will be, if we do decide to sell shirts or whatever it is, all that information will be in the channel. When we get information about the next year's tournament, we'll be sure to share it and just keep it going. And it was good to get this memorial on the channel. It's whenever I started the series, I'll say this and we'll wrap it up. When I started the series, we were at the middle school state in Corbin, at the Corbin Arena, and we had watched probably 20. We was all in the hotel room that night before. We all went out and ate. Big snow came, and we was all watching. Wasn't sure we were gonna have the tournament, and we was watching different years that I only had about 14, 15 years in. One of the years I had was '83, and the next day we were in the middle school state tournament in the locker room there, and had my laptop because some guys were going to come and do their videos with us that day. And Kenny kind of sat down and he was like, "Hey, do you have 1983?" And I said, "Yeah, of course, man. What's up?" And what about 155 pounds? And I pulled it up, and you could tell, like, he didn't really, like, oh my gosh. And he was like, "You've got to send me a copy." "All right, man, sure, no problem." And we posted it on Kenny's Facebook. He shared it, and I guess a lot of his teammates, Strawn's teammates and family, couldn't believe that, you know, the video actually existed. And they played this video at the tournament. And I'm just like, man, this is very fulfilling that we were able to do this, have this tournament set up, have the video. Because it's one thing to have a tournament for somebody that says they were most outstanding wrestler, state champion, all this. But when you've got the video and you can watch it and you can say, wow,
right?
Oh my goodness, you know.
I mean, what you're all doing here is, you know, when Grant, my nephew, I mean, like I said, you're etching something. You know, that's been in my past. I like to think about it, but most of the time, I mean, you're not walking around with a singlet on and saying, "Hey, does everybody remember?" You know, as I was telling Grant, you know, he kept saying, "You need to do this," and you know, I got to thinking about it. It's been over 35 years for me, and this is awesome to be able to go through and go back to those feelings, whether they were good or bad, or what you were thinking of that moment. But you know, down the road, like I said, photos, things like that, they get put aside. Somebody might not know what they are, but you know, with this being on video and digital and what you're doing, you know, taking your time to come all the way up here and seek people out, all the all the stuff that you're doing is just awesome. Because guess what, my great grandkids down the road, you know, and your name's on it too, you know, and it's awesome that somebody is putting all of this together so people can have those memories. Because you know, during life, sometimes it's hard to stop. You know, even you saying, "Hey, I want to come and do it. When can you do it?" Well, no time's convenient because I'm in the middle of life. But you're putting yourself out there and staying consistent and driving all the way up here. So thanks a lot for doing all this stuff that you're doing.
No problem. I think that's a good place to end. Thank you for having me up. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed this memorial video to the family, the friends, teammates, classmates, the Marine Corps comrades, the fire department that he served with. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would say, normally this is the part of the video where I would say we'll see you on the mats, but for memorial videos, I'd like to say to Strawn Nutter, sir, rest in peace.